Good morning to everybody. So I am H. Biswas, Academic Counselor of IGNOU. So today again the MMPH009, it is block number 3. This is block number 1, unit number 3. So now today we have to discuss the unit number 3, that is a cross-cultural diversity. Today's session is very important because we have to see the different cultural the different other countries, what type of culture is this, and what are the business environment, because the cultural diversity will affect in the business also. So that part you have to go through this. So initially, so see the structure of the material, I mean the cross culture your diversity. First introduction, then your major economic and the HRM practices, what are the practices that you have to see. Then different countries, there's in Japan, United States, then your United Kingdoms, and even the Turkey, and India, and lastly the China. There are their practices, what type of environment and their cultural systems are there. Because from the international HR point of view, you should know the other country's culture. Then it will be very easy to adopt the things. So first of all, you see, we have to discuss about the definition of why the purpose of this thing. Because in India, you see the most of the multinational companies are home at the most economical advanced nations. They are coming from the different countries, those who are already developed. So operate in many different countries. Most of the different developed countries companies, they are spread throughout the world. So in India, mostly are developing countries. So here, most of the European countries and the USA and other Japan, so lot of other companies are, even in the German also, they are coming and they have established their productions and start things. So that way, our economy is also increased, and unemployment situation is also covered to some extent. So see, that's why it is a continuous flow of between these countries, because that type of things. And accordingly, the culture is also cross-culturing system is also there, because different countries' culture that you have to see. The tried nationals have greater power to decide the whether to share their country's strategies. Tried in the sense, basically there are three countries are together. That is basically your USA, US, and Japan and UK, United Kingdom. So these three countries are in together. We are seeing the triad countries because they are developed countries, and they are sharing their countries' strategies, what are the policies and the practices of the host country farms. So where they are going, that is their practices are they are spreading. So academicians and the practitioners, they have to consider the MMC's models and source of managerial innovation, because they are already innovated a lot of things. They are away from the ahead. A lot of things are there ahead of us, and they are already advanced, and their system is also advanced. So they are sharing their knowledges and the policies and other things. Technology, yes, technology also. Now, see the developed countries. Developed countries is the United States of America, this is USA, Japan, and United Kingdom, UK. And these three developed countries we are saying as a triad. That's the dictionary meaning three. Triad means the three, and other they together in the Chinese languages, they are basically it is a together for the betterment of the. And developing countries are Turkey, then India, Middle East countries, and your China. China also a part of the developing countries. So this is the categorized by the developed and undeveloped, developed and developing. So now HLM in Japan. You have to see Japan, what the way they are functioning. Japan is a very homogeneous culture, as most people share its cultural characteristics, excluding some individual and the regional variations, very small natures. Otherwise, the people of Japan peoples are very uh, culturally they are very homogeneous, almost the same thing. They are the same thing. There is no very much differences. The solid feelings towards the groups of the communities, the characteristics of the Japan society. But the Japan society have very much feelings of the community purposes. As per the Hofstede, Hofstede found that is he has surveyed in 1980. The Hofstede has found he has seen as per their study the Japan score was 46 in individualisms on individualisms. So व्यक्तिगत रूप से they are in the point wise that is the score is 46. So highest point is the US 91 and the second highest is your UK that is 89 and Japan is 46. So they are all these are uh, uh, in the top list. Basically, on the base of your score based on the studies has been done uh, on the basis of your individualisms, uh, individualisms. Say they are like this. So Japanese people are diligent. They are very sincere, and they are very particular of these things, and have a strong sense of duty or the independence because they know it is our duty. You have to perform the things. So they are in this case they are very diligent of these things, and they are performing because the success story is good in the Japan cultures. The characteristics of the Japan's union and the management are based on the corporate culture, and the relationships are also based on the cooperation and harmony. Because in the Japan, the unions and the management relations at par with the world class, I can say. Their culture is very unique. They are interacting very good. The relationship is also good with the management and your employees also. So another characteristic of the Japan companies are ringi, method of the policy, because they are from the ringi actually basically if I bifurcated this the ring and gi in Japan a ring means the proposal from the lower levels and the gi is particular basically they are approved the things of the senior by the supervisor and the other levels they are uh, uh, approved of these matters. So it is a joint venture because jointly they are doing all these things. There is a ringy process, I would say. Most of the proposal, most of the ideas, most of the decisions are coming from the lowest. They are giving the proposals, and the seniors are they are seeing these things and they are approving the things and implementing these things. So this is the way it is a participation of all. Everybody are participating in the process of decision making process. So that policy decision making is the best of the as on date is the best mana jata. It is the best in the world. That in the Japanese language they are saying is the ringi method. It means ring means proposal from the lower sides and D means approvals. Suggestion, apart from this, there is some suggestion box is there. It is situated on the organizational premises, somewhere in the reception area or maybe in the library floor, just besides of the notice board. There are some of the suggestion books also there. It may be floor wise, it may be one place like this. Any proposals or any suggestion, ideas, employee can be dropped, their ideas dropped there, and finally the seniors are broken out on through this HRN, through these HR people, they have to scrutinize the things what are like, and they have to put up that as a proposal they have to put up to the seniors for the review for the analysis purposes. So such suggestion is also one of their culture. The quality circle is a little gathering activities because this concept is also coming from the Japan. Right? The workers and the employees are doing their similar work and lead by a manager most of the cases. And maybe the every weekend or maybe during the work voluntarily, they are giving their suggestions, they are where they are loopholes, they can discuss their insight, and who are everybody are in together, they have to do it. Manager can interact with these things, those are in the similar work activities, how to improve the things, why you have not finished the target. So that type of discussion to improve the quality. That's the there in a routine manner they have to discuss it. That's why it is called the quality circles. And this is a voluntary inclusion in the quality circle. Sometimes suppose I know I am the expert of this field, so I have my duty not only to earn the money or do the work, even in the subordinates, those who are not aware of all these things to give. So that is some of the equilibrium conditions are created. That is a good culture. Then management practices sustain the success because they are continuing on this thing. Their techniques are good. Lifetime, most of the employees are joining and lifetime they are working there. They don't need to switch over to other companies. Which systems are based on the seniority because they are compensation package such that every 4 years or 5 years, based on the seniority, you will definitely will get this post. And some high interest in the employees in training also because they are giving a very much top priority in the training because training is required for the um, training and retraining for further development of the employees to develop their knowledge and upgradations. So that part is very good in the Japan because their technique is good, technology, what the way they are performing, the package is very good, and seniority, their career success path is also fixed, and seniority based on seniority, there will no ambiguities or any bypassing or any biasing. Everybody will get this promotion and the time frame within the time frames based on the seniority. Depending even the coalition qualifications and their experience will be noted very well noted, and they are give their award accordingly. So depending on the age and the educational background, the workers' salaries are low or and they rise gradually until they retire because it is automatic. The card will be always high. There should not be any less. So that part are looking by the HRM. So that's why it is a saying the worldwide the Japan HRM of the Japan is best. Um, then employees see the company as a family because there are some feeling is there. They are considering this the company is my family. So as for the family, what I am doing the contributions, same thing they are contributing in the very sincerity and very energetic way they have to work on the things. So that economically active society unit, they are as a social unit, they are working as a social unit. Another thing, teamwork and the consensus are distinctive styles of the Japanese organization culture. So teamwork is very, they are giving another priority because without teamwork, it cannot feel. So employees view themselves as a member of the community and states because when they are in a part of the participation and as they work as a team, then the stress is also reduced. They are feeling that we are the community and working culture is also. So ultimately, the success story of the Japan are based on this because of the culture. They have drastically uh, changed and adopted these things. Managers seek their subordinates approval. You see, the managers basically they are subordinate approval sometimes. What are the decisions? Seek their approval because it is good or not. Tell me what is your opinion. So that is the way the ideas they are taking. It's not a manager is giving instruction or something. Stating you follow this. No, they are sometimes seeking the ideas. Okay, you give me ideas or proposals, whatever the things. So then finally it is a overall consensus they are given. So it is also a part of a good team as a team leader. Job rotations another is very important because it leads to employees' flexibility and the prominent feature of the Japanese companies is job rotation policies. So employees do not have the based on their job specifications, but on the comprehensive qualifications, whatever the things they're taking, and go through an introductory phase. So there are some training through this training program or introductory program they have to develop their teams. And the first things they have to socialize the before the initiation of the job trainings. First, they should know who is who is the what is their responsibility, what is the company's directions, what is the objectives of the what is the mission of the company, what are the productions. So whatever your futures, introductions, so that is the way slowly first things the first phase they socialize the company. Then automatically any employee feel uh, and these things as early as possible you have to do it because then he should realize okay it's a good company just like in my family everybody are good very cooperative helping if I don't know things easily I can achieve the things so slowly he should feel I am also in the community and it is my home so that things create and develop the things so that is one of the very things and the introductory phase was basically Japan has launched and Japan is doing this thing. Companies, basically the Japanese companies operate in a strict hierarchical system. They are hierarchical and they are good and maintained and the workers are also follow the things, employees also, everybody are valued, everybody are different ranking and basically there is a no as such rank is there. Maybe the hierarchy level is there, but they are working as a systems, as a team between the workers and the employees. Basically, there is no rank as such, but in the hierarchy there are discussions. Managers sometimes they also can participate in the work in the within the worker levels. If the particular worker are not able to do this, manager can come and handle the things because once upon a time he has also trained up about these things. So this is the way they are developed their workers. Open plan offices accommodations accommodate upper level managers and lower level managers under the one roof there. Even I can quote some of the thing in this case because in the Japan at the canteen, what I studied and something, they are having canteen. There is no officers canteen, worker canteens, top management canteens, not like that. It is a hall type or the canteen facility, even in the table, chairs, furnitures, whatever the utilities are there, environment is there, so common for all. And they are coming and sit there and take their foods in the canteens. In the within the table, you don't know who is manager, who is worker, who is supervisor. They are sitting in the same table and the chairs, and they are eating their foods like this. So it is a very good culture. There is no separate canteens or a study room or coffee house like this. They, one canteen is there, and there all people, all the staffs, all levels, hierarchy levels are coming and enjoy the food like this. And during the they can have a chit chat or they can discuss something, just like a home. And father, mother, children, everybody are in the dinner time, they're meeting and they're discussing something. Same thing environment in the lunchtime. All the people are coming and they are discussing and they are eating the job food also. And same food, there is no categories. Okay, for officer grade, another type of food, workers, there are no. That is a common for some things. So this goes against the okay, I think now I have to see coming to the United States. Now Japan part is over. That we have seen their cultures and their way of systems, their packages, all their things are positive points. That all this point has to be noted. Now the United States is often viewed as a melting spot in the term of the ethnic diversity because their culture is also the different people, different populations are there. included people of diverse backgrounds. Maybe they are black, I mean, Africans, Mexicans, and the USA. Different peoples are migrated and slowly. So their culture is, you can say, their background is such that they are absolutely more. The most prominent national cultural feature is individualism. They are individuals, basically, व्यक्तिगत रूप से they are do their own way. They have to feel. Uh, uh, this is the way the American cultures. So Americans are independent, ambitious, and profoundly individualistic. So that is the major point in their cultural features. They value the freedom and accept the people can shape their control and the freedom. People are company are not responsible for this. Many are not responsible. You have to grow and you have to decide your futures and you shape you control yourself. Whatever your fate, you have to decide it. If you want to change your jobs, okay, no problems. So there is no bindings basically. The focus on personal and the financial success. Basically, their culture is like this. Their personal and the financial success, they are their motto. Now, individuals influences and they inspire the ethics of the American management and personal management. So that is one of the positive points. Diligence and the long working hours, they are very hardworking people and determined, they have to finish, and this is a required because individual employees decision making, their motivations, outstanding the self-image, and then the initiatives, promotions, and high income as a reward are highlighted a positive personal employee achievements. So all these part are cultural part we have noticed in the US, United States. The focus on the personal freedom, as I say here, personal freedom and success means the individuals are free to pursue careers. That's it, I'm saying they can free to pursue their careers and change jobs. No, to achieve the success. So company are now binding like this. Even company also think if in future manpower is not sufficient, not required, they can always give you some later also. You search your jobs, you can uh, no need to. So that is also there. So organizations can hire. That's why it is written. The organizations can hire and fire the people according to their needs of the market conditions. Because the market conditions, the order is less, project there are no sufficient projects, so they are reluctant to keep the people long times, maybe hardly 2 3 months. They have to give us some notice also. Then they can fire results. Or the performance is not at par with the competency level is not there, or consecutively it is failure. So definitely they have to fire these persons and you can search the job, other jobs. And in organizations like the participatory management, bosses and the friend are very friendly because everybody are same line of growth. Everybody are in the focus on the their growth only, and the subordinate are willing to questions, and anytime you can question it, answer will come. So there is no bossing as such, and no fear resistance. You can assist, you can ask the questions. This is a good culture for a organization point of view. One of the most prominent features of the American culture is anti-trade unionisms, because basically the trade unionisms are almost negligible. They are not known there. So that's why it's not very effect in the American culture by the trade unions. So most workers and the employees perform their jobs in the non-union sectors. So most of the cases they don't have any uh, union part. They have to work. So employer power is relatively high. In that case, the employer can do anything. Their power is high because no trade unions, nobody can defend him or nobody can challenge the things what they are decision taking. However, the company's norms and policies are good, as part of the world class systems, still they can take their decisions. Nobody will object to things. So, in the political economic scenario, it is relatively high. They can any political the pressure can be created from the employer side. Employee cannot because there is no union as such. So management preferentially preference usually more of the dealing with the employees in through human resource management practices, not training. So there, what are the preferences are management are decided and deal with the employees. So based on the through the HRM management practices. So this is the practice of HRM, and you have to everybody has to follow because that can very easily can be implemented because there is no as such training is not there. So again, immediately you can implement it. The roles and the functions are clearly defined and legally enforced on the employees through the business contracts. So during the contracts itself at the time of joining, it is defining everything. So everything are in a legal process and it will be enforced by to the employees. So establishment interactive management systems based on the objectives. Is the management objectives, management by objectives. MBO is prevalent in the American organizations. This drives better performance, increase the company visibility, and the employee engagement with the organizations. Then American organizations have the highest working hours, productivity, and employees training cost because they are focused on the work productions. Financially, they should be more strong, and pay package is also good, definitely. So working hours is definitely more than the standard hours. Employees training is always taken by seriously, despite leaving the organizations for a better prospectus. They know the employee are there maybe after 2 years, they may go to the other companies. Still, that feelings, that things they are not considering. But until and unless they are in the organizations, training is very important part. So employee training is always taken seriously there. That's very good. Despite the leaving of the organizations. Maybe after 6 months or 1 year, that person's maybe he will go to the other company. No problem. Still they are investing the money for the training purposes. Because it is individual decisions. Maybe after getting the training, maybe you will continue to another 2 years or 3 years. So that motivations and the training priority, the seriously they are given. Because in the both way are important. Employees development and the organizational content. Both the way this is required. Because if individuals feel, okay, the company has invested me a lot of money for the training purposes. So in return, I should also pay or I should work for another 2 3 years or something. Until and unless I will get a very good jobs. So this is the another way, and some logic is there because psychological pressure will be there. Obligations, you can say the obligations, or maybe the after getting the training, that type of job you will not getting maybe. So you have to wait for some time. By the time company will benefit, as long as you are in the company, your productivity will be increased. You are getting the training, so definitely you have to give a high pay and you have to work also there. That is the benefit for the business. As long as you are in the company, you are performing, you are giving your productions, your effort you are giving. That is the I can say company's viewpoint. Positivity is there. Because if we consider, suppose I have a company, I know that person will go after 1 year. If I give a good training, no problem. Then it will be wastage. That type of feelings is not there. So that's why it is written. Despite serious, because despite the leaving of the organizations, for a better perspective, maybe, but still the training program is there. A slight deviations from the centrally determined the strategy is accepted, keeping the view of the requirement of the host countries. The local managers also have some autonomy to modify the strategy implementation. Here you see the authority is also given because those who are in the um, implementation stages, they are getting the power. So local managers also have the authority. They are also power to modify the things. It is not centralized. Basically, other way I can say it is decentralized. Now coming to United Kingdoms. United Kingdoms, as we maybe before that I can say something because the United Kingdom basically consists of uh, four countries, small four countries. Altogether we can say United Kingdoms, UK, or Great Britain. That is Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland from these all are the United Kingdoms. Otherwise, if we say the London, England, capital is your London. Similarly, in Scotland, the different capital is there. Wales, there are several separate capital is there. Not that they all are single countries are there. Now, when you are talking about the together, all the four countries, as you say United Kingdoms. So definitely the culture, we are basically focused on the culture of the four countries, or we can see altogether, we can see the United Kingdoms. The Englishmen are very individualistic, and that is the history is there as much emphasis to keep on the valuing the freedom and the liberty. But at the same time, there are much considerations for the community and group actions is also a part of their culture imprint. The fight realistically by the unions is for better wages and working conditions. In the Britain, in the UK, United Kingdom, definitely their union is there and they are fighting on the basis for the better wages. The employee and employee relationship is purely contractual. Here actually you have to point it out, it's totally contractual. And the employees do not expect managers to take care. Just mind it, the sentence is, do not expect the managers to take care of them and solve their problems. So contractually it is very strictly written. So employees see this as an invasion of the privacy. Maybe. So management and the employees have an impersonal, tax-oriented, and relationships. So employees are considered career-oriented and switch to another company in search for a better prospectus. So definitely where this type of things. So most of the cases in the UK are changing their jobs. Most of the cases. Maybe 2 years, 3 years, contractually are 2 years or 3 years. Then after that re-agreement will be there if they feel okay that person. Otherwise, you can terminate the contractual part and you can go other. So, in comparisons to American culture, employee training is not taken seriously. So, what is the basic difference from the US and the UK? Here we are seeing, here we are observing the training is not a matter. The companies where the American culture training is very important. So employees training is not taken seriously. Thus the workforce has lower productivity rates in comparison to Americans. Even though UK are ranking as per the trial, as we seen there are 89 1991 scorecard is your American, and UK is also second. Japan is the third position, 46 something, as we said in the earlier slides. But still, the workforce has the lower productivity. And comparison to America, right? Compared to America, they are lower capacity. The study is upstate in 1980 again. It is found that the UK scored lower on the power to divide than other countries. Other basically again the other countries means developed countries. So they are different from their superiors inside and outside of the workplace. So people are more about their liberty than equality. So they are always on the liberty. Equality are not important. Otherwise, it is vice versa. If you see the condition of the America, they are different. So power inequality is prevalent in the class consciousness. In the case of UK, the power inequality uh, it is observed based on the individual's family background because still there are some royal families and their education they are considering so their culture is still there. Original organizational hierarchy is observed based on the uh, your discriminatory treatment. Some discrimination is there. So with the manual workers, low-level clerks forming one group, and the managers and the senior staffs they are forming another group. That type of grouping are exist. And managers and and white collar employees, those are in the corporate levels. The managers are different. They have a different level of categories, and the treatment in other way, and given preferential treatment because they are in the white collar jobs, in corporate level jobs, highly qualified, highly paid, and knowledgeable. So they are treating is a different way. As better power, pay also good, working conditions also good for them. But at the same time, the manuals of basically the workers, manual levels, those are blue collar employees, basically those who are we are considering as a low levels workers, peons, or the helpers, or some categories are we are considering as a blue collar. Even sometimes the company is giving also dresses also. Dress from the dress code also you can identify those who the workers are blue color, who the company employees are the white color. So based on the dresses also you can identify the things. So they are treated poorly. Basically, they are treated poorly due to dual therapy because both the cases they are considering is a different way they are dealing. So white and blue colors employees have a dual hostile environment. Now coming to Turkey. Turkey is one of the biggest business partners. It is a part of the Western Europe's, not exactly Southwestern Europe's touching, and the Asian, some of the Asian parts also. The in between Turkey is there. It's very location-wise, very strategic locations from the trade point of view because Asia and your Europe trading launch, you can say Turkey is there in between. And abundant, they have abundant raw materials, original from the different mines and lot of raw. So that's why it is very attractive. It's situated between the Middle East also, Europe and Asia. Oh, I forgot to tell you the Middle East also. They are touching in between because Turkey is one side is your Middle East, upper side is your USA, Europe countries, and other side Europe from the eastern side, basically eastern west side, Europe, Europe countries, Asia countries. So that is the in between Europe. So it is a gateway It is basically the gateway connecting the three geographical regions. So trade point of view, Turkey is very important questions. So government introductions of the pro-market economic policies and the opening of the doors for leverages for foreign direct investment as Turkey's economic growth. So Turkey is growing, and other countries are also investing because the location, geographical locations, because of that, because from the trade point of view are there, and they things are encashing the Turkey's management, Turkey's rulers. They are taking this opportunity because their location is very good. That's why the most of the foreign direct investments are they are receiving also. A lot of projects are there. Turkey is also a developing country. So the modern republic of the Turkey is based on the legal. Now we are coming to say the culture of the Turkey. So it's based on the legal, political, and social reforms. So the modern earlier it was little different. Now there now changes. Lot of policies are changes because of the and this, social reforms going on. Despite its high diversity, because there are a lot of diversities there. Turkey is characterized by the nationalisms and secularisms because, as we know, it is a Muslim countries because 1997 to 98% are Muslims, and most of the Sunni and Shia, that Muslims are there. They are dominating this. So now it is transforming into a secular Western style state because of the one part is a Western side because of the Europe touching and the Asia. This is the cultural transforming are also like this. The culture is a blend. Basically, that's why it is a blend as it is a conservative and traditional. Some traditional things are there, and the conservatives are there, especially in the rural areas and the group of the lower your society socio-economic status. Rural areas still they are in a traditional, and there most of the cases the conservative also they don't want to change their philosophy or what are the style of these things. So that thing is that's it is a mixed cultures you can say or blending of both. Turkey's social and the organizational structures due to its geographic locations, hence the mixture of Western and the Eastern values. That's why because everything are because people are migrating or trading purposes, way style of things, because it is influence are coming from the both sides, from the Europe side, from the Eastern sides. So they are that's the value. They are it is a mixture. And nevertheless, as we know, the general your collectivities and the individuals' tendencies remain to this day as same thing because and due to the enormous power disparity, there is a disparity in equality between the superiors and the subordinates. It is there. It is most common in decision making and the wealth conditions. Some disparity is there. Authorizations and leaderships also complicates dialogue between management and the employees. And this organization includes highly centralized decision making still because the centralized decisions are still there, highly personalized and strong leaderships, and the partial delegation of powers or duties. Very partial delegation there. Most of the decisions making process they are centralized. Now, Turkey's another part is the Turkish managers are not very socially friendly. Here we just observe from the Japan, then USA, then we are talking United Kingdom. Now we are talking that everywhere the cultural are you can observe by this session and discussions. They're changing, lot of not only same patterns, changes. So that is the idea, to know the cultural diversity. The subject is this unit are saying, see how it is different. Maybe give some location matters, or by the virtue of the passage of time has been ruled by the other countries. So a lot of factors are also there, but still, as on date, what is the culture? Why we should study all these things are really required as a because the international HRM purposes and business purposes, we should know the other countries' cultures. So we have to have a knowledge about the culture of the other countries. So that is the purpose, to know all these things. And it is as per the syllabus, it is already there. So they are highly, they have a high level of the tolerance and are very empathetic. That is one of the good things. They are tolerance level is good and very empathetic, because uh, can help the things, and so that by the bound of with the traditional method, because they are traditional methods, because they are it is affect their react them in their minds. They prefer an intuitive approach to decision making and pay attention to details, because that is their by the nature, by default their natures are like this. They are giving more attention in details. They do not like to change jobs often, because frequently they are not in a fickle mind. They cannot change the jobs very easily, because they don't take risks or don't see their jobs as an end, because that's why they are trying to continue in the same jobs. The reasons are already uh, given. They are not good at controlling their emotions, because another thing, they cannot control their emotions also. That is also there. It is found out by the another point in the 30s. Now coming to Middle East. Middle East, we are saying the Arab and the Middle East. Basically, when we are talking of the Middle East, means Arab countries, we can say. The Middle East includes, which are the things, just like a United Kingdom. Same here is also Middle East, basically includes the Cyprus, Turkey, Israel, Egypt, Iran, and Oman. They are considering as a UAE also part of this Middle East also. UAE, where Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Oman is also, Oman is different. So there are, this is the way. The majority of the countries in the Middle East are of Arab ethnicity, and they follows the Islam's. Traditionally, the things are there, and they are basically the Islamic countries. Most of things, all of them. Middle Easterners are profoundly collectivists with a solid feeling of the faithfulness to their in-bunch. In-bunch physical participation goes past close from the family, and incorporates more distinct family members and their companions. They are still staying together, and they support to their customs, like the interviews, acquiescence to the seniors, dedicated to and eye-to-eye contact communications, because they prefer these two things. They are listening or not. So eye-to-eye contact, they are preferring the things. So that is another aspect we are observing from the Middle East. Now, organizations of a particular interaction that the seniors regard is imbued in the Islamic traditions, which urges the devotion to the work, collaborations, and amicabilities. Faithfulness to the gathering has brought about a low capacity to bear the groundbreaking thoughts and the difficulties. Now, talking about the advancement and the pay depend on devotion to the chiefs instead of occupation executions. Another things we know as a Benuin, because their culture is this Majlis, that is still there. They are holding their things. You know, at the counseling, the meeting, traditional meetings, they carry over the organizations. That is the way. Managers and the workers at different levels get together and convey through the private contact, discussions, and the systems administrations. Written letters and memos are basically they are avoiding the letters and the memos, notifications, circulars. They are trying to avoid. Better they can discuss together in the through this majlis or things, traditional things they are still holding. The extensive use of the now here the point is still as on date, most of they are hiring the peoples. This is called the expertise. In the main features, this is the main features of this. Arab countries, the recruitment process, they are all the expertise, those who are expert of in fields. So that's how. Most of the higher level expertise are recruited from developed countries. They are coming from the UK, from Italy, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Philippines. Lot of peoples are working there. They have hired the people, basically the low level works, lower level jobs. Basically the car driving, cooking, different maids, workers, turner, fitter, carpenter. So this is the way plumber. So all these things are there. Most of the countries are there from India, Pakistan, Malaysia, and the Philippines, like this. And other Arab countries, those who are not at par with the very not very rich. So this is because of the nationals are not ready to find these menial jobs because the nationals, those who are there, they are reluctant to do their this type of jobs. That's why some crisis is always there in the lower jobs. And there are widespread wealth disparity and working conditions for top level and the lower level position because that disparity is there. Expertise are and the higher levels they are getting well paid and even the provided the tax exemptions are there, comfortable accommodation they are providing with the families, maybe the children, all the facilities they are provided by the employer. Because those who are high level expertise are coming. But in the low level case, they are not giving that much. However, the arrangement are present moment and no work experience. But another thing is, even apart from all these facilities, but job experience is not there. No security or the arrangement of the restorations. That part is not there. If your service gone, you have to return back to the your parent companies. You can't stay there. So low level expertise are paid very low, and the accommodation conditions are also wrong. Then working conditions are very harsh, and the comparisons of the locals. So that is likewise the extensive operations of the women and the home ground and the expertise also. So unions are allowed but are formed by a single ruling party controlled by the government. It is allowed, but only the ruling party government union are to be run. So no severe labor movement has been observed. So that's why there is no labor movement or any trade unions movement disappears. Whatever they have decided, organization's point management, everybody has to follow these things. So they also have a very non-professional attitude towards the business because they don't tendering in the tendering process also. Yeah, most of the cases are nepotisms because their family members are in the top level. They are putting no other countries people. They are not allowed the other financial matters and other things. The companies they are putting their own persons. And there is an intense social cultural pressure is there. So it is observed during the recruitment process. So even sometimes with the advertisement, can see the abroad, that written only. Local nationals are required. Only national can apply these things. No other countries can apply this. So this is the way some uh, matters are there. The managers prefer individual consultations, and the subordinates associates also view the like this. However, they expect to be part of the consultations, but not a final decisions. Final decisions normally they are taken. But this is the way some bindings are there, which are not may not be acceptable. That- But anyhow, so here actually I was just highlighting some of the cultural differences from the different countries. Now coming to the India. Here actually we know it is a multicultural society like US, because India is also like US. There are so many numerous religions are there, customs changings, and even district to district the languages also changes from different locations. But at the same time, there are specific characteristics. Some of the specific characteristics are there. All people commonly share because emotional your expressiveness, hospitality, and the friendliness and the standard features observed across the cultural spectrum. That is the beauty of our country. They here some of the things are very common in every aspect. So collectivisms and the share of the most people and is also identify the uh, working environment. The people are community conscious. We are very much conscious of the community, and community association incorporates close family, more distant your family, direct relatives, companies, caste and religion groups. That is observed. Group orientation is not observed in the workplace physically. Individuals draw power based on the caste hierarchy. Power and the privilege have added to the immense power distance. People are not class contingents. However, our caste and the constant caste subcaste consciousness there. Organizations are hierarchical with the your local decisions making process, and practically the zero power is given to the lower rank because lower rank there is no power. The management style is authorizations or the characteristics, basically the decision making process are taken by the top managements. So here is also some distinguish between the white color and the blue colors also there. Due to this, there is a much separations in power and the working conditions also circumstances. Even though authority commands the respect, people with management or the control go the unchanged. So all the Indian features and being a democracy-based country, individuals uh, participate in a high degree of opportunity of articulations and not hold back to voice or scrutinize their perspectives. In the organizations, steadiness as a means of the representing the countervailing power of the management. What are the management saying? They have to counter it. Steadiness are not cracked based on the however plan, or we can say that is a national associations that run the locally in each state. Their exercises centered around their individuals' advantages and the plans and nearby the industries. Arrangements are given to the guarantee under the law of the setting, the working advisory groups, the production lines, and the plants. So, even union parties uh, exist. Employees take part in the decision making process through the mechanisms. Many legislations act under the constitutions. Then that they like to work under the bosses and look for the supervisors endorsement. before making the independent decision. That is the process given, or you can see this is the culture results. So this is the way the thing. Now coming to the China. China is really your having the human civilizations on the planet, because traditionally they are comment like between, and the successor are saying whatever the saying, this is the everybody has to follow. But today the political reforms are continue to remain the very tight despite economic condition control are being relaxed. So China is much diversity due to the various ethnic groups, languages, and the religions. But the people share their common characteristics despite the diversity. So values are moral, the significance, ethics, values are China's are characteristics. Personal networking is essential for both operations and get things done. So some of the basic features of the China, there are lack of discipline and the willing of the supervisors control employees. Employees stay in organizations because they have a strong relationships with their superiors, and they have been the independent trade unions and the trade union leaders also. So this is the way some of the things are given. Then, but the fundamental because of the school systems where the students are pinpointed over the on their way of thinking, managers are making a couple of decisions and not being the considered the accountable, and the instability of the world. So these all are some points from the China point of view, cultural, what the way they are maintaining. So now I have to show you some of the questions what in this from this unit. What are the significant cultural differences between the individualistic society and the capitalistic society? Then how is the US culture different from the Chinese culture? That you have to question become. What is the significant cultural difference between the India and you have to collect the points from the study material and make your answer. So what are the significant differences between the your seven economics in the context of the employee and the management styles? That also you have to go. This is the way I think. So I think thank you very much. We have to see in our next sessions in depth we have to discuss. So thank you very much.